Hi guys, and welcome to today's video. I'm actually not at home, as you can probably tell. This isn't my house, but I knew I was going to be staying at a hotel and I kind of wanted to film, so I thought I would do the makeup memory tag, which Viviana Does Makeup started a few days ago, and then Laura from Buy Now Blog Later also done the tag on her blog. I'm going to do it as a video and I hope you enjoy it. I done something really similar on my blog a few weeks ago, maybe 2 months ago. So I'm going to leave a link to that below, but let's get started. So I actually am going to explain how I ended up kind of getting into makeup, almost like my first ever product. I have a fairly large scar on my leg, which I got because I had 7 stitches on my knee, and we went to see the plastic surgeon because I could have got it on the NHS because it was their fault and blah de blah. And I basically, as about, I don't know, maybe about 14, I decided that I didn't want any plastic surgery. I was happy enough with the scar. I think it was more my mum that was a bit worried that maybe when I was older I wasn't going to like it, but even now I don't really mind it too much. It's just to tell the story, I guess. But the doctor said that I could basically cover it up because at the time it was quite red and stuff like that, quite a new scar. So my mum went out and bought me some kind of foundation, because my mum's not really overly into makeup, so she bought me some foundation for my knee. And so weirdly it was like a powder foundation, which probably didn't have that much coverage, but bless her, she didn't really know. And that's kind of how I started wearing makeup. I remember being on holiday weirdly and kind of like powdering my knee. This sounds so ridiculous, but yeah, my first makeup product was definitely a powder foundation, which I would then go on and use on my face as well. I then also remember buying a Rimmel eyeliner, liquid and pencil, and at one point my mum had to hide it from me because I was using a lot of either this blusher, which is MAC Well Dressed, and yes, this is still the original, or MAC Myth lipstick. And looking back on it, it was such a bad choice. Not my colour at all. I actually got rid of it on a blog sale shortly after buying it, and that was the best idea I've ever had. My first high-end makeup splurge was actually not by me. I can't remember my own personal splurge, but I remember my first ever high-end makeup product once again was from my very kind mother. At the time I probably thought it wasn't that kind, but looking back on it, my mum does not spend money on makeup for herself, so the fact that she bought me a Chanel foundation was ridiculous looking back on it. I also remember getting quite a few bottles of this Chanel foundation. I used to take it into school and I was really proud of it. It was like the only thing I used to reapply in school because I just loved it. Like at 14, it's still a lot of money for Chanel foundations, so I was really happy with it, and we got quite a few bottles of it. And I remember, like, after having the bottles, I not really wanted to throw them away because they are quite pretty to look at too. I'd be completely lying if I said I was ever into like MAC collections or anything like that. I think because I've always, even now, found MAC to be a little bit of a scary place, because I just don't find them to be that friendly. They're always really busy, and like, I don't know, you just have to wait for ages to kind of get anyone to help you. So I've never really been a huge MAC fan. I think maybe more now than ever, but even still, I think this is the only one item I have from collections, and it's Hello Kitty. I got this from a blog sale because at the time I missed out on it. It was fairly affordable because it was on a blog sale, and it's cute. It's Hello Kitty. I will probably keep it probably forever if I'm honest, as long as I don't lose it or like break it or anything like that. And this is in the blusher Tippy, and it's a beauty powder blush, and this was a really popular colour from this collection as well, and the packaging is just super cute, so quite happy with it still. So my first ever eyeshadow palette, I remember clearly being the Sleek Eye Divine. I think it may have been one of the neutral ones. I'm actually going to do my best to insert a clip of my first ever YouTube video. This was probably back in about 2009 possibly, and it's me introducing my first ever eyeshadow palette. Hey everybody, I just want to do a really quick haul. Can you have a haul of just one thing? Well, I just want to show you something, and it's my Sleek palette. It cost £4.49, but so far, by swatching them on my hand, I do think they're really, really nice. Possibly had it until fairly recently. I don't think I've got it anymore. They're still decent eyeshadows, but I love my Urban Decay and higher end eyeshadow palettes now, so I don't use it anymore. I still would though, like I would, but I just don't have it, and I just made space for higher end ones. Oh, bless my mum, this was also another one from her, and it was Clinique. It's like 3-step system. Didn't work for me. I thought it did. I think possibly because it was high end, I was like, yeah, it definitely works. Looking back on it, it really didn't. The yellow cream, I don't know what it's called, usually breaks me out. I know a lot of people love it, but it wasn't for me. When I was younger, I wasn't allowed to wear nail polish. I don't think I wore nail polish until about the age of 14, but from about the age of 16 to 18, I changed my nail colour every single day, and I kind of think that was probably a bit of a rebellion of never being allowed to wear nail polish. I started my blog when I was about 17 or 18, so it was kind of all the nail polishes that I heard other YouTubers talking about and bloggers talking about. I remember my first ever nail polish was like a tube filled with them from Claire's Accessories, but they weren't that great. But I remember my first investment nail polish was an order from OPI, which undoubtedly Lollipop 26 had inspired. Even now, she was my favourite ever YouTuber. She now writes the blog Buy Now Blog Later, but her YouTube videos were incredible, and basically my entire makeup collection from the age of 16 to 19 were because of her. And I remember ordering You Don't Know Jack's, a pink one. I can't remember what it's called, but I will find out. It's like a very popular milky whitish pink polish, and I remember I dropped it and it smashed. OPI polishes tend to smash quite easily, and I was heartbroken because it was a lot of money at the time. I know it was only like £8 or something, but that's still £8, which as a 16, 17-year-old was a lot of money for a nail polish. I fake tanned a lot. I only ever used to fake tan my legs. I went to an all-girls school, but we had to wear skirts, and we were allowed to wear like little socks or tights, but in the summer we wore socks, and I used to fake tan all the time. Just my legs, so from here up I was pale, but from here down I was bright orange. I used to use the Johnson's and the Johnson's Gradual Tan, no idea what it's called, and the Dove Gradual Tan. I think it's probably improved a little bit since then, but I didn't used to use a mitt. It was just applied layers on layers on layers, really streaky, bright orange palms. It was not pretty, but I liked being tanned and apparently a little bit orange. I've always wanted to be like tanned, which is why now I'm obsessed with fake tan, but back then my tanning attempts were awful. It's just crazy to think about what I was like a few years back. Really not that long ago, like 5 years ago. Probably started wearing makeup about, how old am I now? Probably about 9 years ago, so still quite a while I guess. But I remember when I first started blogging, everyone was talking about NARS Sabrina, but that was definitely far too expensive for my price range, so I never bought it. But even now, I still really want that lipstick. I'm so sad they discontinued it and I never got to buy it. I once bought Barry M134, horrible colour on me, really does not work. I also bought MAC Saint Germain, which I kind of want again, but it actually doesn't suit me and I really shouldn't buy again. I will leave below the link to my blog post where I talk about other beauty products that I loved back in like 2009, I think the blog post is. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye!